The lone wolf was already starving when he heard the cries. Ahead, a mother wolf was trapped between ice and rock. She couldn't move. Beside her, a cub that wouldn't survive the night alone. The storm was hours away. The cold was dropping fast. Staying meant wasting energy he didn't have. Helping meant risking his life. He wasn't part of their pack. No one would blame him for leaving, and leaving would have been easier. This channel is about lone wolves, about survival, and about the moments when helping someone else costs more than walking away. If you're drawn to stories like this, real, raw, and emotional, subscribe and like this video. It helps these stories reach the right people. And tell me something in the comments. Where are you watching this story from? I read every single comment. The lone wolf moved slowly through the frozen forest, every step measured, every breath visible in the air. Hunger had already stripped him down to instinct. No pack, no safety, just the need to keep moving. The snow was deep, the night quiet, and the cold unforgiving. In winters like this, even a single mistake could end everything. Survival wasn't about strength anymore. It was about conserving what little energy remained. Then the sound broke the silence. Faint, desperate. A cry carried by the wind, uneven and weak. He stopped. His ears turned forward, his body tense. Sounds like that usually meant trouble, injury, death, or danger close by. Instinct told him to ignore it. Keep walking, waste nothing. Whatever made that sound was already losing the fight. But the cry came again, louder this time, closer. Against every rule that had kept him alive, the lone wolf changed direction. He moved carefully through the trees until the ground opened into a narrow, icy ravine. There, between frozen rock and packed snow, a mother wolf was trapped. One of her legs twisted beneath her body, pinned, useless. She tried to move. She couldn't. Beside her, pressed against her side, was a cub, small, shaking. Too young to understand why his mother wouldn't stand, too weak to survive the cold alone. The mother growled softly when she saw the lone wolf, fear and exhaustion mixed in her eyes. She was protecting what little she had left, even though she had no way out. The lone wolf stayed where he was. He didn't approach. He didn't retreat. He simply watched. The wind picked up, carrying the sharp warning of a coming storm. Clouds rolled low and heavy across the sky. Time was running out, for all of them. Staying meant burning energy he couldn't afford. Leaving meant the story would end before morning. He was not part of their pack. He owed them nothing. Nature had never shown him mercy, and it demanded none in return. He could turn around now, disappear into the trees, and increase his own chances of seeing another sunrise. No rule of the wild would punish him for it. In fact, instinct insisted that was the correct choice, but he didn't move. As the wind howled louder and the cub pressed closer to his mother, the lone wolf remained still at the edge of the ravine. The easiest path was behind him. The hardest one lay ahead. And in the growing cold, with the storm closing in, the moment of decision had finally arrived. The cold deepened as the lone wolf finally stepped forward. Each movement sent a sharp warning through his exhausted body. He moved slowly, testing the ground, careful not to trigger the unstable ice beneath his paws. The mother watched him closely, her body tense despite the pain, her growl low but weak. She was ready to defend her cub with the last strength she had left. The ravine was narrower up close, the walls slick with ice, the air heavier and colder. The wolf circled carefully, searching for any opening, any angle that might free the trapped leg. Snow fell from above as the wind pushed harder and the sky darkened further. Time was no longer passing. It was closing in. The cub whimpered softly, its small body trembling. The sound cut through the storm, raw and helpless. The lone wolf paused, then lowered his head, making himself smaller, less threatening. Slowly, he edged closer, ignoring the ache in his stomach and the burning cold in his lungs. One wrong move could provoke the mother, or send both of them deeper into danger. He began clawing at the packed snow around her leg. Ice resisted him at every scrape, tearing at his paws, draining his strength. The mother cried out, a sharp sound of pain and fear, but she didn't snap at him. She stayed still, trusting a stranger when instinct told her not to. The wind roared above them now, snow swirling into the ravine, blinding and thick. The lone wolf worked faster, breath coming in harsh bursts. His muscles shook from effort and hunger. Every second spent there stole warmth from his body and reduced his chances of surviving the night. At last, the ice cracked. The trapped leg shifted slightly, just enough to give hope. The mother gasped, trying to pull free. The lone wolf dug again, deeper, harder, until the frozen ground finally gave way. The leg came loose. She collapsed for a moment, exhausted, then slowly rose, unsteady but standing. The cub pressed into her side, alive, safe. The storm howled around them, but in that narrow ravine something had changed. The lone wolf stepped back into the shadows, his body spent, his future uncertain, knowing only that leaving now might still cost him everything. But staying had already cost more than he had. The mother barely had time to stand before the storm fully arrived. Wind slammed into the ravine, forcing snow and ice down in blinding waves. Her injured leg trembled beneath her weight, weak and unstable. She tried to move, but pain slowed every step. The cub stayed close, confused, struggling to keep up. The lone wolf watched from only a few steps away. He knew what the storm would do. The temperature was dropping fast, and the narrow ravine would soon fill with snow. If they stayed, none of them would survive. If they moved, there was still a chance. Small, dangerous, but real. A violent gust knocked loose a sheet of ice above them. It crashed into the ravine, blocking the path they had used to enter. Escape was no longer simple. The mother panicked, her breathing quick and uneven. She looked at the lone wolf again, not as a threat, but as the only option left. Without hesitation, he stepped forward, positioning himself between the falling snow and the pair. He nudged the cub forward, guiding it toward a narrow opening in the rocks he had noticed earlier. The passage was tight, barely wide enough, but it led upward. The mother followed, limping, slipping, driven by urgency and fear. Snow clawed at their backs as they climbed. The storm swallowed the ravine behind them. With one final push, they emerged onto higher ground, the wind still brutal, but the trap left below. The lone wolf stopped there, chest heaving, body shaking from exhaustion. He watched as the mother gathered her cub and moved away into the storm. He did not follow. The night closed around him, colder and quieter than before, as the cost of his choice finally caught up to him. He turned to leave, but the storm wasn't finished with him. A sharp crack echoed beneath his paws as the snow collapsed, pulling him down into the freezing darkness. Pain shot through his body as he hit the ground, trapped, alone, the cold closing in fast. Above him, a shadow appeared at the edge of the opening. The mother wolf had returned. Despite her injury, she stood there, the cub beside her, watching. Then she howled, not in fear but in warning. Moments later, distant shapes moved through the storm, another pack drawn by the call. Strong bodies pressed close, breaking the wind, digging him free with urgency and force. The lone wolf struggled to stand, pain burning through his legs, but he was alive. Around him, the storm still raged, yet something had shifted. He was no longer invisible. The mother wolf watched from a distance as the pack surrounded him. She didn't approach. She didn't need to. Her call had been answered, and the debt was repaid. Slowly, she turned and disappeared into the white forest with her cub, safe, moving toward a future that existed only because someone had stayed when leaving was easier. As dawn approached, the storm weakened. The lone wolf walked away with the pack, not as a leader, not as a stranger, but as one who had earned his place through choice, not force. The forest remained cold and unforgiving, but it was no longer silent. If this story moved you, tell me in the comments what part stayed with you the most. I read every single comment, and I'd love to know what you felt. And if you enjoy stories like this, raw, emotional, and powerful, subscribe to the channel and like this video. It helps these stories reach more people who need them. Stay with us until the end screen. Another wonderful story is waiting for you.
The lone wolf walked away with the pack, a